So this is the last topic for tourism planning subject. So our last topic is participatory tourism planning. Arabel, can you please read the learning objectives there? Okay, thank you, dear. So learning objectives. So these are the topics that we will be discussing for this lesson. This now, moving forward, stakeholders, who are they? Sa inyong palagay or in your own definition, sino-sino ba or sino ba ang mga stakeholders in the tourism and hospitality sector? Class. Anyone? Other hands aside from Mark? Other hands aside from Rema? Who are the stakeholders? May I call on Shane Banyanola? Stakeholders, sino sila? Or how do you understand them? None? Okay, sige. Rema. Yes, Rema. Nakamute ka, dear. Okay, very good. Okay. So when we say stakeholders, a very simple explanation, these are the people who are connected in the tourism and hospitality industry para mag-operate siya or para mag-function siya. Without the stakeholders, the tourism and hospitality sector will not proceed or will not functions. Okay? So, as I mentioned, these are the individuals, groups, or organizations with a vested interest in tourism development. Okay? Meron silang connections in our industry. Now, who are they? Ano-ano yon or sino-sino yung mga yon? So, una, local community, yung mga tao na naninirahan at nakikisalamuha sa atin every time we are traveling, every time we are doing our activities, mga taong naninirahan doon sa destinations or sa attractions kung saan tayo pumupunta, those are the local community. Next is tourism businesses. When we say tourism businesses, airlines, transportation sector, food and beverage sector, event industry, hotel industry, travel agency, tour operators, anything or any business that relates to tourism are part of stakeholders. Souvenir shops, flower shops, those are tourism businesses. Government agencies. Okay, Department of Tourism, DENR, DOLE, DPWH, all government agencies are part of stakeholders in our industry. We also have NGOs or the non-government organizations. Ito yung mga charity organization, associations, mga volunteers, mga private institutions na tumutulong or merong connections in tourism activities. And syempre, tourist or tayo as a turista na nag-a-avail ng products and services na ino-offer ng industry. And lastly, indigenous people. Diba? There are a lot of IPs that we discuss in our future discussions. Okay? So IPs are also part of our stakeholders because without them, okay, they are the prominent proof of our heritage, of our culture. Okay? Sila yung living people or living things showing okay, our lives way back before. Okay? Na pinreserve nila until now. So, these are the stakeholders. Now, there are different levels of stakeholders participation. Meaning, paano ba nakikisalamuha itong mga stakeholders na to sa pagpapatupad or paggagawa ng mga plano when it comes to tourism, development, and growth. Okay? The first participation is manipulation. Pag sinabi nating manipulation, gumagawa lang tayo ng illusion na kunwari ini-involve natin yung host community. Pero in reality, hindi naman pala or hindi naman talaga for the purpose of picture taking lang. Halimbawa, pumunta kayo sa isang komunidad sa Mindoro para tanungin yung opinions nila when it comes to snorkeling sa Mindoro kung pwede pa ba. Tapos sabi ng mga um, community na kinausap nyo doon, ay, actually nga po, nasisira na yung mga coral reef kasi kapag nagpapasnorkeling po yung mga businesses, sabay-sabay or hindi po nila dinidiscuss yung rules and regulations sa mga turista. Pinakinggan nyo. Pero at the end of the day, hindi nyo naman siya susundin or hindi nyo siya gagawa ng paraan. Manipulation yung tawag doon. Pumunta kayo doon sa community, nagtanong kayo ng opinion nila, pero hindi nyo siya susundin. Nag-take lang kayo ng photos, pinost nyo sa social media, and then sinabi nyo, open discussion with the community of blah, blah, blah. But in reality, wala kayong pakialam dun sa opinion nila. That's what we call manipulation. Another example is information. Pag sinabi nating information, one way lang yung communication. Meron na kayong desisyon, meron na kayong plano, okay? Tapos na yung plano, approved na, sasabihin nyo na lang sa kanila. Ibig sabihin, wala na silang masasay, wala na silang opinion, wala na silang masasabi. Kasi nga, nakapag-decide na kayo eh. All you need to do is i-inform sila or balitaan sila. Example, a government agency distributing flyers to inform the public about new policy. Example nito, may policy na ang MMDA na bawal nang magsakay at magbaba ng pasahero, yung mga bus, na lahat dapat sa FITEX na babagsak. Bawal na dun sa Baclaran, bawal na dun sa Coastal, lahat iikot ng FITEX. Okay? But, may decision na. You haven't asked the public na baka hassle sa kanila yun. Lagi silang malilate kasi imbes na diretsong Makati na yung bus, magi-stop over pa sa FITEX. Okay? But, wala na kayong magagawa as stakeholders kasi meron ng desisyon. Ini-inform lang kayo. Next, consultation. When we say consultation, feedback mechanism. Okay? Nagpapasurvey kayo. Nagtatanong kayo sa madla. Nagtatanong kayo sa community. Pero, yung final decision, nasa inyo pa din. Kaunti lang yung influence. Okay? For example, before, nagpa-survey kung pwedeng magtayo ng underground, what do you call this? Underground Nickelodeon sa Palawan. Nagpa-survey sila, nag-consult sila. Maraming ayaw doon sa programa na yon. Pero, nagkaroon pa rin ng bidding. So, ibig sabihin, nagpa-survey kayo, pero hindi naman nyo susundin kung ano yung lumabas dun sa survey. Okay? Consultation yung tawag natin. Next is partnership. When we say partnership, merong collaboration between the community and the government or the tourism industry. Ibig sabihin, yung both panig or yung opinion ng dalawang panig ay pinakikinggan at nagmi-meet halfway. Okay? Kung ano yung napagdesisyonan ng dalawang kampo, yun yung masusunod. Okay? Fair. So, yun. Next is citizen control. When we say citizen control, kung ano yung gusto ng host community, kung ano yung gusto ng publiko, yun yung masusunod. Whether you like it or not, kapag sinabi ng publiko na ito yung masusunod. Okay, parang sa botohan, di ba? We are a democratic country. When it comes to your right of suffrage or right to vote, meron tayong citizen control. Kung sino yung may pinakamaraming boto ng population or ng citizen ng Pilipinas, yun yung mananalo, yun yung iluluklok sa pwesto. Same with tourism planning. Kapag ang may control ay yung local community or yung host community, the government sector or the private sector cannot interfere or cannot uh, create a decision. Okay? Because the control is under the citizen. Other term dito is democratic control. Next, benefits of participatory tourism planning. So kapag sinasama natin yung mga stakeholders or ini-involve natin yung mga stakeholders sa pagpaplano ng mga batas, policies, or strategies para mas ma-develop at mas mapaganda natin ang turismo, ano yung mga benefits na pwedeng mangyari? Una, improve decision making. Meaning, mas nakakakuha tayo ng mas magandang desisyon. Kasi maraming nagbe-brainstorm, maraming nagbibigay ng inputs. Okay? Next, enhance community engagement. The community feel valued. Nararamdaman nila, involved pala ako, sinasama pala nila ako sa pagpaplano. Yung decisions ko pala or yung opinions ko pala nagmamatter. 'Di ba? We feel valued. Kahit tayo as an individual, 'di ba? Kapag pinakikinggan yung opinion natin, kapag hinihingi yung opinion natin, we feel valued. Kesa dun sa nagtanong sila ng opinion pero hindi naman sinusunod. Okay? Or walang tanong at all. Increase stakeholder satisfaction. Kapag na-feel natin na tayo ay involved, tayo ay sinasama, tayo ay belong, mas nasa-satisfy tayo. Mas natutuwa tayo. And kapag mas natutuwa tayo, mas nagiging participative tayo doon sa tourism planning. Next, better conflict resolution. Dahil napag-uusapan yung problema, nagkakaroon ng meeting, napupuntahan yung iba't ibang stakeholders, mas nabibigyan ng solutions yung mga challenges or barriers na na-encounter natin when it comes to tourism planning. And lastly, lagi itong kasama, class, sustainable tourism development. When we say sustainable tourism development, meaning yung mga products and services na meron tayo ngayon, mas mape-preserve pa natin siya in the future. Because we are doing a participation when it comes to tourism planning. And that's the end of our discussion.